Fordham here, and we're going to talk about another special factoring case called the slip and slide. Now, earlier we learned about how to be able to take out a factor from all the terms. For instance, in this example, we can very easily see that we can divide everything here by 3, and what we can do is just set it off to the outside here. So we're not actually changing the polynomial, we're just taking out a little piece. And if you're playing along at home, you can clean this up a little bit further, and it should just become x plus 1. X plus 1 is your binomials, but if you really want to be a professional, you're going to want to write it as x plus 1 squared. So, not too worried about that. That was covered in the last video. But what we're going to talk about is a problem like this example. So, in this example, you can see that we have a 3 in front, but we always want the coefficient in front of x squared to equal 1, and not just any one. It's got to be positive 1. So you might try like what we just did, but you can't factor out a 3. So what I always like to say is that I am a murderer. See, Mr. Fordham, you may not know this, but he actually is a pretty cold-hearted killer from New Jersey. He just hasn't been caught yet. So he takes this dead body of some mobster he killed, because, you know, you gotta hide the dead body, and he goes and throws it in the ocean, right over there. And so Mr. Fordham thinks he gets away with it, and he's just gonna cover it up, throw away the keys to the car, and no one will ever find the dead body. And so he proceeds like normal. So he's gonna find the factors of 15, make his little table, plus, minus, let's see, 1 and 15, 3 and 5, and the whole while Mr. Fordham's happy because he thinks he got away with it. No worries. We're looking for a 2. There's our 2, so here's our factors we're going to use. So I'm going to set it up. We're going to do an x with a 3. We're going to do an x with a 5. Okay. The number in the middle is negative, and since this is in the minus column, they're opposites. We needed a negative, so we're going to make the bigger number negative, the smaller number positive. And everything's great. It looks awesome. Except there's a problem. See, Mr. Fordham's an algebra teacher. He's not very good at killing people. And just as a friendly reminder, I am not a murderer. Just an example. Dead bodies tend to come back to haunt us. And as you can see, the dead body I thought I killed has come back. See, what happens is we're basically taking the coefficient in front here and we're hiding it for later. Once we've cleaned everything up using the method we know, then we bring it back and introduce it into the problem, and that's where we can clean it up pretty easily. So, for instance, 3 divided by 3, that's going to become x plus 1. However, 5 divided by 3, that doesn't clean up too well. So what we do, since it doesn't clean up, is we take the 3 and we put it right in front of the x there, and we get 3x minus 5. So that dead body I thought I hit earlier actually comes back as evidence against me later. And this is our answer. Now, as this whole unit I've said, it's very easy to check these problems by simply just foiling it back out. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So we have x times 3x, that's 3x squared. Outside, x times minus 5, so that becomes minus 5x. Inside, 1 times 3x, that's 3x. And last, 1 times 5 would be minus 5. We can clean up negative 5x and positive 3. And when we do that, we get 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. And it's very easy to see, that is the original polynomial we started with. So this crazy method of hiding a dead body and bringing it back later actually works. Let's take a look at another example over here. We're going to look at 2x squared minus 3x minus 4. So again, I'm going to take this leading 2 over here because I don't want a 2, I want a 1. I can't take a 2 out of anything else. I can divide 4 by 2, but 3 is prime. Doesn't really work with 2. So I'm going to take this and hide it over in the last number. So we're going to get x squared minus 3x, and this will become minus 8. Ooh, big number. So let's go ahead and see what happens. I need the factors of 8. Well, there's 1 and 8, and there's 2 and 4. All right. Plus and minus. So that's going to go ahead and be a 9, and that's going to be a 7. This will be a 6, and this will be a 2. Wait a minute. I'm looking for a 3, though. And this is all the factors. Oh, no. This can still happen. Just because you hide a dead body doesn't mean this works out so perfectly. You can have it so that these roots do not clean up perfectly. So you got to be very careful because it does come up occasionally. We're going to take a look at a slightly different example of this though. Watch what happens when I tweak one number in the problem here. So take a look over here. We're going to do, it's very similar, but instead I just changed it to -4. And this will be our third example here. So here we go. Let's see what happens here. We have 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. Hopefully we get some roots again. So I'm going to take the 2. I'm going to hide the dead body over here. So this becomes x squared minus 3x minus 4. All right, I need the factors of 4. That shouldn't take me too long. 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. We're going to add and subtract. Okay, that becomes a 5, that becomes a 3, that becomes a 4, and that becomes a 0. I'm looking for 3, so I found it. So the factors are going to be x with a 1 and x with a 4. Now, it's in the minus column. That means one's going to be positive and the other is going to be negative. So when I clean this up, I need a negative, so I'm going to make the bigger number negative. If this was positive, I'd make the bigger number positive. It's not. So since that was negative, this becomes positive. And we're done. Sort of. Again, dead bodies don't stay hidden forever. So we hit a 2 earlier, so we're going to go ahead and divide by 2. 1/2. That doesn't clean up, so the 2 here is going to move right in front, and this will become 2x plus 1. However, 4 divided by 2 totally cleans up and becomes x minus 2. And that should be our answer. How can we check? By foiling real quick. Doesn't take too much effort to foil. So let's see. 2x times x, that would be 2x squared. Outside is 2x times -2, so that'd be minus 4x. Inside is just going to be x, and last will be minus 2. We can clean up this, and we get 2x squared minus 3x minus 2, which is the original polynomial. So we're good. Thanks for watching.